All right, here we go. Let's go on the record. I'm sitting in the parking lot outside Faber. I'm a little bit paranoid that people might think I'm talking to myself. Usually I'm driving down the road. I'm not going to drive down the road anymore because I get in trouble when I drive down the road. People say, what are you doing driving down the road? So I'm not doing that anymore. Here's what I want to talk about today. The National Household Survey on Drug Use and Health. This is widely accepted as the number one indicator of what's going on with substance use disorder trends and mental health trends in America. And it just came out like 2 weeks ago. The 2016 version came out. And some interesting things. Once again, 90% of people with a substance use disorder don't get any help. They don't do anything about it. They're just left twisting in the wind. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I talk too much about that. I want to talk about for like 9 years in a row, guys, 9 years in a row, the mental health diagnoses, the issues of anxiety and depression, those type of things have risen among youth 18 to 25 year over year. And if that's the case, if kids more than ever are going around and they're anxiety ridden, depression, trauma, whatever it is, if this is the reality, it's fertile ground for these pills. And it doesn't matter what socioeconomic class you're in. Now, obviously, if you're from some groups, you're just not receiving any help at all. And you've had years and years and generation upon generation of social trauma. There are some communities where anxiety, trauma, violence, depression, it just adverse childhood experiences, it just makes the grade every single day. What's going on, though, also is just across the board a rise in mental health issues. And why is that? What's happening in America that we are so unconnected, so fear-driven, so anxious, more anxious than we ever have? At the same time, we have more awareness than we ever have. We have all these resources that are available, all these medications that are going to save the day. So we have all this stuff to help people who have mental health. The stigma is great. It keeps people away. That contributes to it for sure. That's a huge issue. People don't want to get help. We haven't figured out a way to reach people who don't want to get help. But here's another thing. Think about it. We live in the most image-driven, false society that false culture that our society has ever known. It is laden with fake images and impression management and everybody trying to put their best face forward. Think about what it's like to be a kid, man. When I was in high school or when I was in middle school should be outlawed. Absolutely outlawed. Middle school, you just shouldn't even have to go to school. You should just rest for high school. When I was in high school and stuff like that, and you gotta remember, I was supposed to be Mr. Popular. I was class president. I was a great athlete and all that kind of stuff. But I would spend a lot of days, a lot of times thinking, am I good enough? I would feel less than all the time. Did I have the right clothes? My family, I was dealing with all these issues in my family with alcoholism and stuff like that. And I always felt less than. But you know what? At the end of the day, it ended. And I went home and I did my thing. And I didn't think about school. I didn't have to think about school. But you know what? I watch my kids. They're forever connected. School never ends. They're always in school because you got social media. How many likes did I get? How many likes did I get on that picture? And all the bullying that goes on and everything like that. Do you know that they've done studies and you can build up a tolerance to likes on Facebook. And if you're used to getting 200 and you only get 75, you can go into depression. This is true. And you want to know what else? That Zuckerberg, and I'm going to post this on Facebook. So Zuck, hey Zuck, let's talk. They condition the algorithm to intentionally hold down likes. The algorithm will be programmed off of your normal news feed so that your likes go down, so that you get jammed up, and then you continuously check your phone and you post more things, and it becomes this frantic loop. And it's not just that. It's the busyness of society. But I feel like we live in this world where impressions and authenticity, the fake authenticity, I love that too. Everybody is so authentic, man. They're inauthentically authentic because it's cool to be authentic. Put these images up. Let me tell you something. You got nothing to prove to anybody. Man, I see people suffering. I see people suffering with addiction. I see people suffering with these substance use disorders and these mental health issues. And my heart goes out. You got nothing to prove to anybody. Who cares what they think about you? It's going to be a distant memory. If you get your life right and you get the support that you need and you come see us at Favor Greenville or you go to any kind of supportive program, how do you know whether it's a supportive program? When you leave, you felt better than when you got there. That's your litmus test. If you do that, guys, you're going to start to feel better. You want to surround yourself with people who are real and people who aren't talking shit when you walk away. And let me tell you something. It's taken 45 years for me to get to this point. I've allowed other people's opinions to run my life my whole entire life. Until now, I'm unleashed. I don't care what people think. I don't care if people talk about me when I walk away. I don't care if they get up and leave. When I come over to the lunch table, I'll eat lunch by myself all freaking year. And it's liberating. Liberating. But it's not like I don't fall back into that. And I know and I understand where you're at. All right, I'm going to stop going on and on. I talk too much on these things. But please, man, hang in there. Come see us at El Favorite, the favorite, later. Go ahead and talk about it.